Hello and welcome to another episode of Roll for Lit. And today we're doing my favorite type of video, which comes every year, and that is the Mid-Year Freakout Tag. Wow, oh my god, blah, 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 I'm freaking out. Yes, I love doing this tag every year because I am an unhinged person with unhinged opinions that nobody should ever listen to or respect. So let's get it started. How's it going? How is your year going so far? Awful. It's fucking awful. I hate this year. Why would you ask that? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Episode 2. What is the best book you've read so far in 2026? Ooh, this would be Headlights by C.J. Leedy. Nobody else seems to like this book as much as I do. And that's because I love myself some completely unhinged, bonkers, and very emotionally effective, material. I thought the horror was done really well. I loved all the characters, and it was very funny reading the reviews for this, because people were like, these characters suck, they're so flat and terrible, and nobody likes them, so unlikable. Meanwhile, I'm reading them, and I'm like, wow, I see a lot of myself in these characters, and then reading those things, I was like, well, that's fair. I am very unlikable, so it kind of goes with the material. But yeah, this is my favorite C.J. Leedy book. Absolutely love everything about this book. I love the police procedural elements, and I love when it starts to take that turn and expand and become really weird and out there and bonkers. And ooh, everything was what I wanted. 3. What is the best sequel you've read so far? I'm going to say Ghost Legion by Mike Brooks, which is his second Alpha Legion book. This is the only time I'm going to mention Warhammer, so don't shut it off. Keep watching if you want to hear non-Warhammer things. That's the only time. The only time you hear Warhammer thing. But it's really good. I'm telling you, it's really good. You don't care, though. Statistically, nobody who watches this cares, so we're not going to talk about it. But I love that book. And then All Hail Chaos by Sarah Rees Brennan is the second book in that beautiful, beautiful series that starts with Long Live Evil. So yeah, this is a sequel to Long Live Evil, and there's a third book coming out in the trilogy, and it's just such a fun, funny, inventive, heart-wrenching, extremely effective book that I absolutely love from start to finish. I think it's really a fantastic series. It really nails a lot of very difficult subject matter. The general plot of both it and its sequel is that there is a normal girl who gets thrown into her favorite fantasy series in the role of a minor villain, and her experiences in the real world kind of reflect in how she reacts knowing where the story is going to go. And it's a lot about our relationship with stories and characters and why we like and are attracted to characters that maybe have a lot of red flags or a lot of undesirable elements that normally in real life you would be like, whoa, this is awful, but in a book you're attracted to that. And it goes into a lot of those dynamics, and it's really intelligent, and it manages to make a character be self-aware but not annoying, which is very difficult. That is very difficult. Not easy factor to do. And I think it nails it perfectly. I love All Hail Chaos. I cannot wait for the next book. I'm so excited. Also, this book has an amazing cover. That dude has such an aura on the cover. Oh my god. He is fit dreams. If I can ever be that evil in my life, I will die happy. All I want to achieve is that level of evil. That is what I want in life, is evil. Anyways. He looks cool, alright? What book did you have the most fun reading this year? Definitely going to go with Fabulous Bodies. I did not love everything about Fabulous Bodies. Mainly there are certain subjects that are tackled in the very end of the book, but I'm not going to spoil it, that I didn't love. But every other part of this Chuck Tingle masterpiece was just so good. So good. It's very much there is this body snatcher. She picks up the corpse of a very famous celebrity who happens to come back and may or may fact be a ghost demon thing. Or is there more to it? And it's just this weird kind of Beetlejuice-y very irreverent, but also very hard-hitting because this is Chuck Tingle, and Chuck Tingle knows how to get your feelings up and really invest you in even the most bonkers, silly premises. And he always goes all in. There was never a Chuck Tingle book where he feels like he's ashamed of his ideas. He gives into them completely, and that's what makes this book such a blast. I listened to the audiobook for this, and it rocked. And yeah, it was just super fun. An incredibly fun book. What's a new book you haven't read yet, but want to? I've heard bad things, but I still want to read Paul Tremblay's I'm Dead, but Dreaming of Electric Sheep? Dead, but Dreaming of... Whatever, man. It's got a title. It's got a cool cover. I like Paul Tremblay. I liked Horror Movie a lot by Paul Tremblay, so I'm kind of expecting I will like this, but I have heard it's a little bit self-indulgent, which, by the way, as somebody who is a very trashy, pretentious man, I will take self-indulgence all day, every day. So yeah, I probably will like this, but we'll see. Speaking of how trash I am, what's the books that you're looking most towards at the end of the year, second half, man? Halo Parasite's Wake, which is by Tim Levin, and I love Halo as a franchise of video games, and I actually quite like the books a lot, but one thing that's missing from a lot of Halo books is the little zombie guys who are the Flood, and they're one of the most fun parts about Halo. They're these weird zombies. And they're all like, bleh, we're zombies. And they're cool. And they're one of the best parts of the game is when you fight the zombies. In some of them, there's also some of the worst levels of the game involve the zombies, but we don't talk about those ones. We're not talking about those. So shut up. But anyways, this is set during the very first Halo game, and it's just following how other people escape the Halo ring. And it's by Tim Levin. Love Tim Levin. He is a fantastic author. I love a lot of his original work as well, not just his tie-in fiction, but he does excellent tie-in fiction, and I cannot wait to see his take upon the Halo universe. And then also Armando Munez, he did a lot of those Stop the Killer, Beyond the Killer movie novelizations, and they were out of print and incredibly expensive when they were around, and horrible shipping. Oh my god, trying to get any of those books shipped was a nightmare, and they were all limited edition, and there was no ebooks, and it was very much it felt crappy. But I did get my hands on a hardcover of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I really, really liked it. I parted with it. I sold it, actually, this week. But I only sold it because I want to get the paperback version. And, there's something wrong with reading a novelization in a hardcover format. Anyways, it was really good. His Silent and Deadly Night novelization was really, really good. And they recently released that to the public because Titan Books took it over. And the Black Christmas novelization is getting a similar treatment. Thank God. Really hope this sells well and we can get Happy Birthday to Me, Basket Case, and of course, My Bloody Valentine. Those other 3 novelizations that he did with that company, get them back in print because those ones are the ones that are so hard to find, and I really want to find them. I would love to find and read them. But what's fun about that is there's not only his novelization for Black Christmas, he is doing a sequel to Silent Night, Deadly Night in novel form. So he's doing a sequel to his novelization of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and that's really interesting. I really hope, so it's called Silent Night, I think it's Silent Night, Deadlier Night, which is fun. Which, honestly, why was that not the original sequel title? They should have done that anyways. I still hope that it follows in the tradition of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, where 90% of the book is reused footage and just reused chapters. That would be so funny. That would be immensely funny. I mean, it would be mad if I bought the book when I'm going to do it, and if it was all just retreads, but still. Anyways, what is the worst book you've ever read? Batman Fortunate Son. Don't want to talk about it. Don't look it up. Don't look up the person who wrote it, because he's a predator. Basically, it's just old man yells at cloud, but the old man is Batman, and Batman is like, Robin, you shouldn't be listening to this here rock and roll. It's bad. And then you're getting basically lectured by Batman about the horrors of the music industry, and then you look up the author, and he's a known sex predator, and you're like, excuse me? No, 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 no. You can't tell me the evils of rock and roll. You're evil yourself, bitch. Next up, what was your biggest disappointment of the year? Edge of Venomverse. Venomverse is kind of like Spider-Verse. If you don't know what Spider-Verse is, it's like, hey, I'm Spider-Man. Oh my god, there's other versions of me in other universes. And it's like, yo, I'm Spider-Man too. I'm Nicolas Cage and I'm also Spider-Man. Anyways, a whole bunch of Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse. So when I heard Venomverse is a thing, I was assuming it would be like an expansive, really interesting variety of different Venoms throughout the cosmos. And it's kind of that, but it's like really boring. It's basically like, yo, what if Wolverine's daughter, X-23, she was Venom? What if this character was... And it's just like Venom symbiote on random people. And you're like, well, this is boring. Then Spider-Verse like created entirely different weird versions of Spider-Man. This is basically feels like it's just, what if Venom symbiote, but here, what if Venom symbiote, but on this guy? It's so boring. Boring. Biggest surprise of the year so far has to be Paladin and Necromancer. This book was amazing. I really, really liked Paladin and Necromancer. And this book was sitting in my NetGalley for like a year, probably more than a year. And I was for some reason afraid to read it because I never heard anyone talk about this. I put it on my NetGalley because it sounded like a cool book. It had a cool premise and an awesome looking cover, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I just never read it because I was like afraid that I wouldn't like it. And so far, I haven't actually disliked anything I've gotten on NetGalley. I don't think anything bad happens. Like, I don't think NetGalley just shows up and shoots you, but I'm afraid that they might. I don't know. Maybe they will. They just show up and they go, you said bad things, and kill you. I don't know. It could happen. So I love that book really, really so much. It has an amazing central relationship with the two characters, and it starts with like a more cozy fantasy vibe, and then it kind of expands and expands. It has this really cool way of writing that it is very much like it starts in one way and then just slowly builds and builds and builds into this giant, awesome finale. But you would never expect to get there from the introduction. And I just think it's like really, really intelligently done and just really outstanding. I really like this book a lot. So as such, when the next question is, who's your new favorite author, new to you or debut? Adrian Miller, who wrote Paladin Necromancer. Yeah, I never heard anyone talk about her, and I really love that book, so I'm really excited to read more of her stuff. There's a sequel to Paladin Necromancer, and a few other things that I really want to read, because it was really well done. Newest fictional crush? Oh, who could it be? Historically, I always have very unhinged answers to this, and yeah, this one is no different. It's the main lady from Headlights, and I don't want to do any spoilers, but I'm going to say, when she goes nom nom nom, I was like, well, yeah, you could nom 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 me. I'm fine with it. Just take it. Just eat it. I don't care. Nom nom nom. I'm fine. It's a little cannibalism here and there. It's fine. It's fine. The right person, maybe they're the right person for you, that are maybe sometimes a cannibal. It's like a minor thing. It's a minor thing. We'll figure it out. I didn't need that pinky anyways. Newest favorite character. I'm going to do characters here, and this is Silver and Cass, the titular characters from Paladin Necromancer. I just thought they were really, really fun characters, and I liked their vibe, and I liked how their relationship works, and it felt a very realistic portrayal of a relationship, and really, tugs your heartstrings, and you kind of like find them falling back in love with each other. And it's just really awesomely written and really compelling character writing. What book made you cry so far this year? Headlights. I cried. There was some tear-jerking moments in this. And I know most people didn't like it, but whatever. What are some books you need to read by the end of the year? Something. I don't need to read anything by the end of the year. I can read whatever I want by the end of the year. Maybe nothing. So, don't tell me what to do. Questions that I put on here that I could have removed if I didn't want to answer them. But anyways, I just want to be snide. 15, what's your favorite video that you made this year? None, they all suck. 16, any upcoming videos you're excited to make? No, none. Okay, bye.